What happens when loyalty turns into betrayal? The Thompson family story reveals a web of deceit that ended in tragedy, leaving a community stunned. Prepare to uncover the deadly secrets that lie beneath the surface of their seemingly normal lives. The Thompson family appeared to be the epitome of happiness in their quaint town. Neighbors often admired their close-knit bond and successful life. But as the saying goes, appearances can be deceiving. In the early 2000s, the Thompsons were well respected in the community, running a thriving family business. Their success seemed like a fairy tale, but behind closed doors, dark secrets lurked. As the family celebrated their achievements, tension brewed within. Financial struggles, jealousy, and personal conflicts began to eat away at the foundation of their seemingly perfect life. It wasn't long before those tensions boiled over. A shocking event would uncover the true nature of the family's relationships, leading to a series of devastating choices. In 2005, an unexplained disappearance sent shockwaves through the community. One member of the Thompson family vanished without a trace, and suspicions began to rise. As investigators delved into the case, they discovered a tangled web of lies and deceit. Every family member had something to hide, deepening the mystery surrounding the disappearance. Rumors circulated, and the town was abuzz with theories about the family's dark secrets. Friends became foes, and neighborly trust crumbled. One family member, desperate to clear their name, began cooperating with authorities. But their revelations only raised more questions than answers, plunging the community deeper into chaos. As the investigation unfolded, shocking betrayals were revealed. Family members turned on each other, each seeking to protect themselves at any cost. The day the truth was finally uncovered was a turning point. A chilling confession led investigators to a grim discovery that would haunt the family forever. With evidence piling up, the authorities were forced to confront the unthinkable. A family member had crossed the ultimate line, leading to irreversible consequences. The trial lasted months, revealing the depth of deceit within the Thompson family. Each testimony painted a picture of betrayal that shocked everyone involved. As the verdict was read, the courtroom fell silent. The reality of the situation hit hard. A family torn apart by betrayal would never be the same again. In the aftermath, the surviving family members faced the consequences of their actions. The once respected name of Thompson became synonymous with tragedy and betrayal. The Thompson family story serves as a cautionary tale about the fragility of trust. In the quest for power and protection, they lost everything that truly mattered. As we reflect on this tragic tale, let's remember, betrayal can lurk in the most unexpected places. Will your family withstand the test of loyalty? As the days passed, whispers began to circulate within the small town about the Thompson family's dark secrets. Neighbors exchanged nervous glances, their curiosity piqued by the palpable tension surrounding the once respected family. Could the facade of normalcy be crumbling under the weight of betrayal? The family's patriarch, Henry Thompson, had always been seen as a pillar of the community, but beneath that stoic exterior lurked a man driven by ambition and greed. His dealings, once considered harmless, began to draw scrutiny, hinting at a web of deceit that threatened to entangle them all. Meanwhile, the youngest Thompson, Emily, had stumbled upon something unsettling in her father's study: a hidden ledger filled with questionable transactions. As she flipped through its pages, dread filled her heart. She was about to uncover secrets that would shatter her family's image forever. Emily's discovery was not just a sign of financial misconduct. It was the tip of an iceberg that hinted at deeper family rifts. The ledger contained names of people involved in illicit dealings, suggesting that the Thompsons were entangled with dangerous individuals, crossing lines they never thought possible. With each revelation, Emily felt the burden of her family's legacy weighing down on her. She wrestled with the choice of confronting her father or protecting her family's reputation. As the tension escalated, she realized that loyalty and truth were no longer compatible in the Thompson household. In the midst of this turmoil, Henry continued to manipulate those around him, using charm to mask his impending downfall. Little did he know, his closest allies were beginning to turn against him, fueled by their own ambitions and betrayal. As Emily delved deeper into her father's secret life, she uncovered a connection to a local crime syndicate. This revelation shocked her to her core as she began to understand how far her father had strayed from the morals he taught her. Determined to expose the truth, Emily sought guidance from an unlikely ally, a former detective who had once investigated her father's business dealings. Together, they pieced together a timeline of deceit, each revelation more shocking than the last. As they connected the dots, it became clear that Henry's empire was built on a foundation of lies. The former detective revealed that several individuals linked to her father had disappeared under mysterious circumstances, raising alarms about his desperation. Emily's heart raced as the implications of her findings sank in. With her family standing on the brink of ruin, she knew she had to act quickly. The longer she waited, the more danger her loved ones faced. With the detective's help, Emily devised a plan to confront her father. It was a dangerous gamble, one that could tear the family apart forever. But she believed that revealing the truth was the only way to save what remained of their family. During the confrontation, the air was thick with tension. Henry's facade began to crack as Emily revealed the ledger and the extent of his dealings. The shock in his eyes mirrored the betrayal he had inflicted on his own family. As the truth unraveled, Henry's reaction was unpredictable. Rage, guilt, and disbelief clouded his judgment, leading him to lash out at Emily, blaming her for bringing their family's secrets to light instead of taking accountability for his actions. The confrontation escalated into a heated argument, revealing not just Henry's dark side, but also the fractures within the family. Emily's heart broke as she saw the man she once idolized become a stranger before her eyes. In the aftermath, the fallout from their explosive confrontation left the family in disarray. Emily felt an overwhelming sense of loss, realizing that the bond she once cherished was irreparably damaged by betrayal and deceit. As tensions ran high, Emily knew she had to protect herself and her truth. She reached out to the detective once more, determined to ensure that the family's dark legacy would not continue unchecked. Together, they gathered evidence of Henry's illicit activities, documenting everything from money laundering to threats made against those who dared to oppose him. Each piece of evidence was a reminder of the extent of his betrayal. With enough evidence to build a case, Emily confronted her father again, this time with the detective by her side. The stakes were higher than ever, and the confrontation would determine the fate of not just her family, but also her own future. During this second confrontation, Henry's bravado faltered as he finally faced the consequences of his actions. The fear of losing everything he had built began to sink in, and for the first time, he exhibited signs of vulnerability. In that moment of vulnerability, Emily saw a flicker of the father she once adored, but it was overshadowed by the reality of his betrayal. No amount of regret could undo the damage done, and she realized she needed to choose herself over him. As the confrontation reached its climax, Henry's mask dropped completely. He attempted to justify his actions, but Emily refused to accept his excuses, standing firm in her newfound truth and determination to expose him. With the situation spiraling, Henry made one last desperate attempt to regain control. He threatened Emily, attempting to intimidate her into silence, but she stood resolute, ready to face the consequences of her choices. In that tense moment, a realization washed over Emily. She understood that her father's threats were born out of fear, not power. The true power lay in her decision to stand against the tide of betrayal. The confrontation concluded with Emily's resolve to take action. She contacted law enforcement, providing them with the evidence she gathered alongside the former detective, ready to take down the empire built on lies and deceit. As the authorities launched an investigation into Henry's dealings, the town buzzed with murmurs of disbelief. Many were shocked to learn that the Thompsons, once viewed as a model family, were steeped in crime and betrayal. While the investigation unfolded, Emily found herself at a crossroads, grappling with the impact of her choices. She felt both empowered by her stance, but also burdened by the weight of familial ties that seemed irreparably fractured. As Henry faced potential charges, Emily prepared for the inevitable fallout. She understood that standing up for the truth came with its own set of challenges, but she was ready to bear them for the sake of her own freedom and integrity. With the investigation underway, Emily watched as her father's world unraveled. The Thompsons' name, once synonymous with respect, was now a cautionary tale of deceit and treachery. But within this chaos, Emily found her strength. As the investigation deepened, Emily unearthed more than just hidden truths. She discovered a series of encrypted messages that hinted at her father's illicit dealings. Each revelation dragged her deeper into a world of deception, where trust was a mere illusion. Desperate for answers, she reached out to a former family friend, now a private investigator. Together, they pieced together a timeline that revealed the full extent of her father's betrayal. The stakes were high, and danger lurked at every turn. Emily learned that her father had been involved in a series of fraudulent schemes, jeopardizing the family's reputation and finances. With each piece of information, the facade of the perfect family crumbled, leaving only despair in its wake. In a chilling twist, Emily discovered that her father had made powerful enemies. A mysterious figure had been watching their every move, a shadow in the background waiting for the right moment to strike. Feeling the tension rise, Emily confronted her father in a heated argument. She demanded the truth, fueled by anger and betrayal. For the first time, she saw her father's mask slip, revealing the man underneath. As the confrontation escalated, her father finally admitted to his wrongdoings, but the admission came with a chilling confession of threats against him and the family. The danger he had put them all in was more real than Emily could have ever imagined. In a desperate bid to protect herself and her mother, Emily decided to go public with the information she had uncovered. It was a risky move, but she knew it was the only way to reclaim their story from the shadows. The news rocked their small community, sending shockwaves through the lives of everyone connected to the Thompsons. Friends became foes, and the once respected family was now a topic of gossip and disdain. As the public scrutiny intensified, Emily faced backlash from those who had once supported her family. The betrayal had shattered relationships, leaving her feeling isolated and vulnerable. Amidst the chaos, Emily found solace in a support group for victims of familial betrayal. There, she met others who had faced similar storms, sharing their stories of resilience and hope. With newfound strength, Emily began to rebuild her life. She understood that healing would take time, and the scars of betrayal would linger, but she was determined to rise above the turmoil. As the legal proceedings against her father commenced, Emily stood at the forefront, seeking justice not just for herself, but for all who had suffered in silence. The courtroom became a battleground for truth. The trial was an emotional roller coaster, exposing the full extent of her father's deceit. Emily's courage shone brightly as she faced the very man who had once been her hero. As the verdict was delivered, silence enveloped the courtroom. Emily held her breath, praying for justice. The outcome would not only define her father's fate, but her own future as well. When the verdict was announced, Emily felt a wave of emotions crash over her. Relief, anger, and sorrow mixed into one as she realized the journey was far from over. But she had taken an essential step toward healing. The aftermath of the trial left a scar on the community, forcing everyone to confront their own hidden truths. Emily became a beacon of hope for others who had faced betrayal, inspiring them to seek their own justice. Now, as Emily reflects on her journey, she knows that the scars of betrayal will always be part of her story. However, she also recognizes the power of resilience and the strength found in community. The saga of the Thompson family serves as a haunting reminder of the consequences of betrayal. In a world where trust can be a double-edged sword, it's crucial to seek the truth, no matter how painful it may be. Ultimately, Emily's journey is one of empowerment and truth. She stands as a testament to the strength of the human spirit, proving that even in the face of betrayal, hope can prevail. As we close this chapter, let us remember the Thompsons and honor the lessons learned from their story. Betrayal may shatter trust, but it can also illuminate the path to healing and resilience.